Aloha, my name is Bri Marcus Sofoka, and I am doing this video submission for the reflection of the peace building mediation lab that we had in the cave foyer. Sorry if this is ghetto, but I'm going to utilize the refrigerator to help map out the different factors, theories, and the overall mission of the mediation lab. My partner was Jimmy, and our mediation lab scenario or problem was between an honor code representative and a student. For name purposes, we'll leave student as student A, and for honor code representative, I will just say Sister Garrido. Okay, so to start it off, there were some factors in the beginning of the mediation lab. The first factor was the fact that I was kind of seeing my partner for the first 15 minutes. For me, that was a great factor because I felt like it was odd. There was 2-on-1, and it was kind of hard to share equal allotted time between the two parties. Another factor was I didn't have a recap. I didn't realize how big of a factor not having a partner was until after the fact when my partner came, and I realized that it was so much better. The teamwork that was incorporated in doing the mediation lab was so prominent that when I didn't have a partner, it was obvious. The second factor was it actually occurred in the mediation, and it was the dispersion of equal time. Throughout the mediation, we separated the two parties quite frequently, maybe like 2 to 3 times, and it was hard because the student was a little more reserved and wasn't willing to talk as much, so it was hard to stretch out the time, as opposed to the honor code representative, who was very vocal in her opinions of the honor code and the policies that they're trying to bestow. So with all these factors, it leads to the theories. There were a lot of theories that were covered in class and perspectives that were covered in class that were implied vigorously throughout the mediation. However, there is just 2 that were kind of reoccurring. The first one is being in the box. At one point or another, all of the 4 carry boxes were entered by these 2 parties. The hardest thing was to get them out of the box, but they were in the box for a while. They eventually did, but this is a theory that was covered a lot. The next one was collusion. There's this constant association of remarks and opinions that were stressed, that were taken personal by different parties. For example, the student had stressed an opinion on having to dress freely as a way to express freedom of expression, for example. The honor code representative took that personally and associated her actions and her statements with what she said, and it just formed a chain reaction, and we kind of know this to be like collusion. But between the factors and the theories, we know that there is so much work to be done in the mediation, and that's how we get to our mission. So the mission we came up with was simple. If they're in the box, we need to get them out of the box. They need to get out of the box, period. So how do we get them out of the box? And as we know, and as we learned in class, we need to create a out-of-the-box space. By forming an out-of-box space, we decided to make connections and to merge similarities. For example, Sister Garrido was serving her mission. She's currently serving a mission as well as she served a mission in her youth. And the student was a returned missionary. By bringing up mission stories and sharing experiences, by letting them bear their testimonies and to form this common space of grounds of our Heavenly Father, they were able to merge together and work together for a period in time. Eventually, our winning technique to get them out of the box was to unite them under our Heavenly Father's perspective. How we stressed to them, or what we stressed to them, was you know, being an honor code representative, you do have a lot of perspectives and opinions on the policy that's trying to be pushed by BYUH. Um, and as a student, you want to express yourselves as freely as possible. But ultimately, what we stress to them is, you know, we are all members, and being members of a church that has certain standards, we're able to merge all of it together. And so mergence was a key part. We invited them to come up with a perspective that our Heavenly Father may have on the honor code. For a moment in time, they were able to find that perspective, but it did backfire a little bit. So we were able to regroup and just talk about how they dressed on their mission, how they were able to freely express themselves and still be in compliance to the honor code of their mission. With all of that being said, there was a lot covered in the mediation. We know that whether or not they were able to become one or be one of the same mindset, they were able to find peace. And this is a peace building class, so that was good. Whether it was peace internally or peace that was given externally, they were able to find it because they were able to get out of the box. And I think it's through forming the out-of-box spaces, through making relationships, to being able to relate to them on multiple levels, they're able to get out of the box and move forward in peace. I'm so very grateful for the opportunity that I had to work with Jimmy, who's an amazing partner. We're able to complement each other's strengths well, and we're able to balance each other's flaws also. It was great. We did good. Some of the feedback we got was that we're able to get them out of the box. They were really in the box in the beginning, and so to be able to get them out of the box, to let them move forward in the heart of peace as opposed to having the heart of war, it was very, very beneficial. So grateful for having the opportunity to do labs. I'm so grateful for this class and the techniques and theories of peace that has been introduced. I'm so grateful to belong to a church that is centered around peace, that encourages peace in all we do. And I'm just humble at the fact that I'm able to present this, and I see these things being just good.